But we didn't think that bongo drums and a beard compared with money in the bank. We weren't rebels. We were as conformist as army worms. Security was our unspoken watchword. Most of our watchwords were unspoken, but we followed them as compulsively as a baby duck takes to water. Don't fight City Hall. Get it while the getting is good. Don't get caught. High goals, these. Great moral values. And they all mean security. Going steady, my generation's contribution to the American dream, was based on security. It ensured that Saturday night could never be the loneliest night for the week. If you went steady, competition was eliminated. But we had ambitions. Yes, sir. Stall off your draft board and get through college. Get married and get her pregnant, with both families helping you to stay on as a draft-immune student. Line up a job well thought of by draft boards, say with some missile firm. Better yet, take postgraduate work if your folks, or hers, could afford it, and have another kid and get safely beyond the draft. Besides, a doctor's degree was a union card for promotion and pay and retirement. Short of a pregnant wife with well-to-do parents, the greatest security lay in being 4F. Punctured eardrums were good, but an allergy was best. One of my neighbors had a terrible asthma that lasted till his 26th birthday. No fake. He was allergic to draft boards. Another escape was to convince an Army psychiatrist that your interests were more suited to the State Department than to the Army. More than half of my generation were unfit for military service. I don't find this surprising. There is an old picture of a people traveling by sleigh through deep woods, pursued by wolves. Every now and then they grab one of their number and toss him to the wolves. That's conscription, even if you call it selective service, and pretty it up with USOs and veterans' benefits. It's tossing a minority to the wolves while the rest go on with that single-minded pursuit of the 3-car garage, the swimming pool, and the safe and secure retirement benefits. I am not being holier than thou. I was after that same 3-car garage myself. However, my folks could not put me through college. My stepfather was an Air Force warrant officer with all he could handle to buy shoes for his own kids. When he was transferred to Germany just before my high school senior year and I was invited to move in with my father's sister and her husband, both of us were relieved. I was no better off financially, as my uncle-in-law was supporting a first wife. Under California law, much like being an Alabama field hand before the Civil War, but I had $35 a month as a surviving dependent of a deceased veteran, not war orphan, which is another deal that pays more. My mother was certain that Dad's death had resulted from wounds, but the Veterans Administration thought differently, so I was just a surviving dependent. $35 a month did not fill the hole I put in their groceries, and it was understood that when I graduated I would root for myself. By doing my military time, no doubt, but I had my own plan. I played football and finished senior year season with the California Central Valley Secondary School record for yards gained and a broken nose, and started in at the local state college the next fall with a job sweeping the gym at $10 more a month than that pension plus fees. I couldn't see the end, but my plan was clear. Hang on, teeth and toenails, and get an engineering degree. Avoid the draft and marriage. On graduation, get a deferred status job. Save money and pick up a law degree, too, because back in Homestead, Florida, a teacher had pointed out that while engineers made money, the big money and boss jobs went to lawyers. So I was going to beat the game, yes, sir. Be a Horatio Alger hero. I would have headed straight for that law degree, but for the fact that the college did not offer law. At the end of the season, my sophomore year, they de-emphasized football. We had had a perfect season. No wins. Flash Gordon, that's me in the sports write-ups, stood 1 in yardage and points. Nevertheless, Coach and I were out of jobs. Oh, I swept the gym the rest of that year on basketball, fencing, and track, but the alumnus who picked up the tab wasn't interested in a basketball player who was only 6'1". I spent that summer pushing an idiot stick and trying to line up a deal elsewhere. I turned 21 that summer, which chopped that $35 a month to